But then if you do the test, and I do this in all my seminars, great. So how many of you want to speak from the stage? 20, 30% of the hands come up. How many of you knew you were supremely confident from the stage, you would actually want to speak? 60% of the hands would go up.
My journey as a speaker began with first getting results for something.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, what are you doing in the social media world or on stages? Talking about what?
Yeah.
Like if you haven't accomplished anything for yourself.
Exactly.
So for me, a starting point is you want to get some evidence that what you're talking about actually works and it's real. Because otherwise, your stories are not real.
Yeah.
People don't have any evidence that they should be paying attention to what you have to say.
That's right.
So I always say, hey, listen. You know, it's like, for example, your girl talking about humanitarian efforts. I want to listen.
Yeah.
Because she's done it.
Exactly.
She has done something that nobody else has. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I want to pay attention because
That's right.
I want to make the world a better place. And she's done it. But imagine Marisol talking on stages about human trafficking and then saving the lives of little kids and little girls. But she hasn't done any of it.
Right.
It's not the same impact.
Exactly.
Not even close,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So in the same area of building a business, right, of like whether that's consulting or real estate or products, physical products or digital products, etc., why would you not first focus on yourself before you start going to the world with a message? What are your thoughts on this?
100%. I think most people who do this well, like they have a couple decades under their belt, right? But I think that's a big group of people, right? So like if somebody's going to get on and be an expert and talk about real estate, there's a lot of people out there in the real estate field that have been doing it successfully for years, maybe making hundreds of thousands of dollars, making millions of dollars, right? There's an audience of theirs that's making zero, right? So how great would they be to teach somebody how to make a career of, six figures in income, right? There's a whole bunch of people that want to make 6 figures in income, right? Not us, but a whole bunch of people that do, right?
Right.
So that's an expertise that somebody could teach, right? So I think you have to decide, do you want to be a speaker? Do you want to be an expert? As an expert, you are teaching people online still today. As a speaker, you're more like front. I want to be in front of audiences. I like that. It's a little bit of a more advanced skill set. I think as an expert, you can pull it back a little bit and go, if I'm an expert in technology, I could go teach people about that. If I'm an expert in real estate, I could teach people about that, right? But I have to have like a decade to 2 decades of experience under my belt to be able to really go teach something like that. You know?
What's the difference between a speaker and an expert, though?
I think
I thought it was the same thing.
Well, I think an expert has knowledge that they want to share with the world. So, for example, we have a lot of people that come into our programs, and we teach them how to package up their knowledge into group coaching programs, right? And so they're going to do a group coaching program, and they might facilitate group coaching to 10 or 12 people. And then they might have it as a hybrid with like a little bit of one-on-one consulting, and they want to just do some consulting in a group or one-on-one and make a living doing that, right? Then we have
because they have value to give. Because
they have tons of value to give.
They have a lot of value that they haven't really communicated. They haven't spread it. They want to just put that out there into the internet and just impact people.
Tons of value, yeah. Now there's a fine line between people with skill sets and experts, and then you got every Tom, Dick, and Harry who's like, I'm a life coach. You know what I'm saying? Those people you got to stay away from, right? But the people with real expertise, right? That's a tangible expertise of like marketing, technology, real estate.
Actual valuable expertise that are going to help somebody increase their own value for their family, for themselves.
Yeah. So we'll teach them how do you set up a marketing funnel? How do you do your advertising? How do you bring that person through to a phone call to then sell a $5,000, $10,000, $50,000 consulting program?
Because information is power. And sometimes we don't realize that the most valuable thing that you could ever have is what's in your head, that you can share it with people, and people need that information to improve their lives.
Completely.
Like people sit down with me and I give them marketing direction, and then they turn around and build $100 million brands.
Exactly.
With the information that I gave them.
100%.
So it's valuable. So at any particular level, there's information that can help people. So you help them structure it.
Right, and
so
especially
they can offer it.
Exactly, right? And especially today where people trust less and less larger institutions. They want to learn from people that they trust, which is why your message, your storytelling, which builds trust, and then what are the 7 things you want to teach on, right? You can create any program, 7 things you want to teach on, great, and then you package it, right? So if I want to teach on this, and this, it's 7 points maybe in real estate, or 7 points in technology, or 7 points in sales, or 7 points in marketing. Then you go, okay, now I have 7 things that I'm going to teach. I can package that in anything. Like it could be a group coaching program. It could be an online course where I'm not showing up to deliver it. It could be a 4-day seminar. It could be any of those things, right? So then you got to decide how you want to actually deliver that, right? An expert might go, that stage thing of doing a seminar, not for me. But a small, intimate 10 to 12 person group coaching thing, maybe a year-long thing where we get together for a year every 120 days and people come, but I just facilitate conversations, right? It's more of like an expert. But then if you do the test, and I do this in all my seminars, great. So how many of you want to speak from this stage? 20, 30% of the hands come up. How many if you knew you were supremely confident from the stage, you would actually want to speak? 60% of hands would go up. How many if you knew you had a system to actually make money with and were confident would want to speak from the stage? 98% of the hands go up. So probably 98% of every expert would love to be on a stage. It's just confidence, right? So you start
confidence.
Yeah, it's confidence.
That's the first thing you got to crack.
It's confidence, dude.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
So anybody that tells you, yeah, I don't feel comfortable in front of a camera, they're just basically saying, I don't have confidence.
Right, yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
And I got to crack that. And
Totally.
that's crackable. That's something that you figured out a system to get a person to the point that they're like, okay, I can do this.
100%.
Which is, by the way, like just that simple tip right there of having that camera turned on and having somebody ask you questions and you talking to the camera. You're not even talking to the camera, you're talking to that person. That's great.
Totally.